Looking at a typical engagement, the first thing that we're going to want to do is meet with your teams and really understand the devices that you're looking to have tested and how the consumers are using them so that we can draw on our large industry experience to really start to build an initial threat model to scope what you probably should have tested. You will definitely have a good idea as to what you want to test and why, but we can definitely add some color to that as to what we see in the industry for where the risks are and where the adversaries are really sort of focused on. So we can start to color that to really determine scope. Uh, the best thing about all of our services engagements is that they are highly customizable. No two are alike, and we're going to customize what we need to do for what you actually need for your outcomes and what we see as some of the individual threats. And you will help educate us, and we'll help educate you as to some of that initial stuff. So we start with some scoping. We want to understand the business process. We want to understand where your devices are being used, how your consumers are using them, so that we can build sort of that threat profile to before we even start doing any of our testing. We then leverage that information into a whole bunch of different potential frameworks that we've spent a whole bunch of time curating over the years of our staff's experience to then start building our attacks once we've received devices and firmware and so forth to give sort of that holistic approach. Again, all customizable. Maybe you only want to have firmware review. Maybe you only want to have physical hardware tampering and some of those types of things. So each one is again going to be custom. So we'll start the engagement. We'll definitely be having check-ins when, oh my gosh, we found something that we needs to be addressed right away. We'll be doing those immediate check-ins, and we can also set a specific cadence over the length of time of the engagements for check-in, status updates, and so forth. Whether that be on the testing side, or whether that be helping you develop any of your internal programs, threat intelligence, you name it. We're going to want to be in constant contact. As things start to move on, we'll sort of move into a reporting phase, especially on the penetration testing side, and even continuing on into more communication with some of our compliance services and so forth. And at the end, we're on the compliance and on the pen testing side, we're going to give you, a volume of work for you to review and as we've gone through the volume of work for review, we definitely love to have an opportunity at a later date to sort of do a retest. Talk with you about some of your validation, document some of your fixes into the report so that you have a very holistic sort of outcome that you can provide to others to say, yeah, hey, we found that there were some issues with the software, with this program, with our compliance. Finite State has told us we've got these issues, we've got some suggested fixes, and this is what we ultimately did to fix it. And Finite State has even validated that. Again, all customizable for what you need to do and what your outcomes are.